Hey! I'll stand just like a statue, just like you, acting like the sky's just about.
Hello, welcome back. NintendoLper here. Out of the two Animal Crossing games I've played, which are New Leaf and New Horizons, I've sunk most of my hours onto New Leaf on the 3DS. I have a lot of great memories playing that game, and I will never forget my favorite villager ever, Rodney. He is in New Horizons, but I just haven't. Well, actually, no. Recently, I did get him in my island, so I'm honestly really happy about that. Back when I played a lot of New Leaf, I would look up videos of people like Zach's Cut Games or Chucker Conroy let's playing it, or just guides on how to make money. But I remember I would always see videos on a certain town that was uploaded to the Dream Suite. Today's video, we're going to be talking about this notorious and creepy Animal Crossing New Leaf town that every time I hear KK Hypno, it always brings back the memories of Ica Village. The Dream Suite can be unlocked by talking to Isabelle while she's sleeping at her desk, and she gives you the recommendation for the project as a visitor recommended it. Once it is done being built, it is ran by a new character introduced into the series named Luna, who allows you to sleep and enter dreams, aka other people's towns that they uploaded. And out of all the villages, this is one of the most unique ones. Since I can't record my own 3DS footage, I will be using Chucker Conroy's LP footage of it to showcase the village. This town has a story which, over time, you will start to get. You wake up in a town plaza with a weird pattern spread everywhere, and the map on the bottom screen appears like a normal town. The other noticeable thing besides the floor pattern is the item next to the bed, which, when you open it up, it's a dolly. Throughout the town, you can see a lot of well-kept flowers, perfect peaches, which in Japanese correlates with immortality or longevity, and 4 villager houses. In one of the villager houses, it shows off a birthday party, which is presumably Ica's birthday party. In the back, there is a room that is blocked by a dresser, and when you attempt to open it, a message comes up saying, quote, "What is seen cannot be unseen." When you head upstairs, you enter Ica's bedroom, which has 3 paintings in the middle. One painting has Ica and her family, one has her mom, and one has her pet dog. And next to these paintings is a dolly that is similar to the one you got in the beginning. Throughout the house, KK Hypno is played, but when you leave, you finally escape it. As you enter another area of town, the perfect peaches and flowers disappear altogether, and everything is a mess. Random holes in the ground, fountains unevenly spaced out, and random foods and items are everywhere. When you get close to the town hall, you notice the town flag is a picture of the mother, and under the flag is an item, which is a megaphone. As Chugga explained in the video, in an earlier version of the village, there was dog houses near the grave area, inferring that the mother is looking for her lost dog, which was seen in the painting before. In another villager house, you enter to Ica saying, quote, "Your voice reaches no one," and a stool maze, and a whole lot of exit signs. One of the rooms has a ton of owl clocks looking back and forth between an angel and a devil statue, alluding towards an indecisiveness with being good and bad. And in the room, you have red shoes spread out and other random items. On the other side is a room full of wheels with a dolly looking over a shark tank. It honestly looks like your ordinary gambling stream on Twitch. One of the last rooms on the first floor you enter has a whole bunch of statues and dolls, including the same doll you've been seeing everywhere, looking away from you. If you turn the camera around, you can actually see they're looking away from these protruding eyes staring at them. Out of all the rooms in the house, this is the only silent room, with the 2 other rooms you were in earlier playing KK Synth. You head upstairs and you see a scene recreated from the Bible known as the creation of sin, showcasing a world that is perfect. Then downstairs is a dolly party, which seems normal, until you find that one of the red dollies has an axe. What a way to completely change a happy scene to something like that. You leave the house and enter another area of the island, which is slowly getting more torn up and worse. You run into Ica again, and she says the scenery was always impure. And then you enter a house which looks extremely run down. You enter the house, and the first thing you see is a dolly with an axe, similar to at the party. But this time, it's not hiding it, and it is looking directly at you as soon as you enter. Throughout the main room, a theremin is being played as you walk around the maze of shelves, which on the walls, you can also see similar paintings as you saw in the beginning house, but the one in the top left corner shows Ica and her mom fighting, or her consulting Ica. In the right room is a piano with a whole bunch of eggs on the floor, which could symbolize you walking on eggshells, or the piano is just signifying you expecting to be perfect, which one of those characteristics is knowing how to play the piano, even though there's a really bad negative connotation to it. In the room straight ahead, hidden by a shelf, is a room with a diary in it with its pages torn out and thrown all over the floor, but the same song from the birthday party being played. You head upstairs to a room with a dolly staring at a static television, but around her is pictures of Aika's mom, her family, and her dog, but the worst doesn't end there. You head downstairs to a more adult-looking room and with a dolly looking over a baby cradle, but more importantly, on the bed ahead of you is a body outline on the sheets, signifying that someone was killed and most likely it was the mother. As you leave the house and go further into the decay of the island, you once again find Aika near another villager house which looks similar to the one you entered at the beginning. When you talk to Aika, she says this fun dream is soon ending. You enter to a completely different scene with the same KK Hypno song playing. The house is a mess, but you can now enter the room that was blocked off earlier. Once you enter, you see Aika and a dolly trapped in these fences with all these heads watching them. When you go upstairs to her bedroom, you see the same paintings, but the dog, Aika, and her mom are crossed out, and next to the painting is a dolly which is holding an axe. I can never say that word. And the dolls in the back are looking away. When you leave the house, you really have nowhere else to explore but the beach, which you have not looked at yet. Once you start walking around the beach, you find a pair of red shoes placed near the water, which insinuates that someone committed suicide by drowning themselves, and those shoes most likely are Aika's. Earlier in the town, if you started picking up items, you would pick up a wetsuit which would allow you to swim around in the water. Before you go into the water, you find 4 leaf clovers, which in Japanese culture signifies bad luck or the number 4 just being bad. Once you swim over to a certain area, you find a grave with a lot of offerings, and if you dig up the grave, you find a time capsule, a skeleton, and the same dolly you keep seeing everywhere. I believe the story of Aika can be anything you interpret it to be. Heck, even the creator Goraku said you should as well in an unarchived interview with Nintendo Dream, which is Japan's Nintendo Power, which you can find a reference of in an old Tumblr post, an old Tumblr post which mentions these things. I think the story could be about 2 possible things. One, that Aika got a dolly that had a spirit attached to it, and it got upset that Aika was not paying attention to it, and it caused a whole bunch of bad things to happen. Or that Aika's parents were very forceful on her to be the, quote, perfect daughter, and as Aika was experiencing these things, she started to slowly go insane, and she possibly saw the dolly as a way of freedom, or she saw the dolly in her head talking to her, being like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. Kind of similar to the whole spirit thing, but instead of the dolly being a spirit, it's just the dolly's just talking to her as Aika's going insane, which would lead Aika to do the things that you saw in the video, obviously. And yeah, it honestly, again, it could be about anything. You all should tell me down in the comments down below what you think the story yourself could possibly be, and I think that's pretty much it for the video. Listen, I love Animal Crossing. I would love to do more videos on this game, honestly, and yeah, if you have any ideas for videos on this game, put them down below in the comments, and I will see you all in the